Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of The Fishing Teacher, and thanks for checking out the video, much appreciated. Today we're going to be talking about what I call the midday bite, as far as that period of the day between like 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the afternoon, when usually the sun is pretty much straight overhead, which is actually one of my favorite times to fish. We're going to talk about some techniques that work really good that time of day, and why it's really good for the better quality fish to bite that time of day. So anyway, I think in fishing in general, whether it be bass fishing or whatever type of fishing, guys seem like to think they've got to get out there early in the morning. It's like, I don't know what it is, whoever invented the tradition about getting up early to go fishing. I think it's one of the most overrated things in the world. I look back on my entire fishing career, and by far, guys, I have caught more and bigger fish in the middle of the day than I have early in the morning or late in the evening. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of you guys that like to fish top waters and stuff like that, sometimes that can be good during the low light areas, but I'm telling you, I think fishing is just better during the middle of the day. And I think a big part of that is the fish can see better, because fish, their ability to catch prey is based on a lot of different things. It's sight, it's sound, it's vibration, it's smell, a lot of that type of stuff. But as a predator, if you have water visibility in a lake that's anything over like 6 inches, that sense of sight is really the thing they key on a lot. And like I said, bright high sky conditions and high light intensities, it simply allows them to see better. So given that, let's talk about a couple of different things that you can capitalize on that. First, there's two different things. The first thing that you can capitalize on is just what I call the open water bite, where you're trying to pull a fish from a long distance away. And there's probably not a better bait to do this than like a swim bait, a glide bait, or a topwater. A lot of people don't fish topwaters much during the middle of the day. Like we talked earlier, people usually do it early in the morning and late in the evening. But guys, in the summertime of the year, a lot of times, sometimes that's the best time to fish a topwater, a walking topwater or a buzzer. Again, the swim bait, glide bait, I'm talking about the big swim baits, like the 6-7 inch swim baits, because when you throw a big glide bait out there or a swim bait, those fish in cleaner water, like if the water visibility is over 3 feet, they can see it for a long way away. You know, they're attracted when you lob that thing out there and it hits the water. You may attract a fish from 75 feet away to come and investigate, and as they get closer, if they can see that bait, a lot of times they'll go ahead and bite it. So during that time, the open water, bright light conditions, it's the glide baits, top water, swim baits, that type of stuff that work good flukes. Other time, as far as the middle of the day, you can capitalize on it, is when the sun gets in a certain position to throw a lot of shade off, because shade will position fish and it makes them a lot easier to catch, especially in warmer weather months. So when you're fishing in the middle of the day, the mid part of the day, 10 to 2, you tend to have the most shade a lot of times, and the shade tends to really position the fish to be caught. Because if you fish early or late in the day, you've got the shade lines favor one side of an object a lot. But if you're fishing during the middle of the day, those shade lines become a little bit less, tighter to the cover. So if you're fishing a dock or a lay down tree or something like that, and you've got a shade line that extends 2 or 3 feet out, that's a great place to fish during the middle of the day. Just pitching and flipping a jig or soft plastic or something like that is really good in there. But the main thing, guys, I just think the bigger fish feed during the middle of the day better. If it's all about using the right techniques and taking advantage of the situation. And also another thing about that is it varies from lake to lake, because it varies there. When you talk, like when I give these fishing tips out here, it's like one size doesn't fit everything, because I'm trying to encompass what is the majority of the type of water anglers fish. So when I'm talking about that example I gave you would work in most lakes across the country. But if you're fishing, places like in Florida or up north for smallmouth, that may be different. And that's a different conversation we can have down the road. But anyway, guys, try this summer, try spending more time during the middle of the day, glide bait, swim bait, pitching and flipping around shade. It'll add up to some good fish. We'll see.